Welcome to the Rising Arts Agency Co-Director Recruitment Explainer video, December 2025. Headline info. This is the explainer video for the recruitment of 2 new co-directors for Rising Arts Agency. Title, Co-Director. Salary, £36,000, full-time equivalent. Hours, 32 hours per week. Contract, 5 years, fixed term. By the end of this video, you'll know a little more about Rising, an overview of the role, who we're looking for, the timeline of the work, the application questions, how to apply, how to find out more, and the full recruitment process. We are Rising. We are a youth-led agency that works with underrepresented creative people aged 18 to 30 in and near Bristol to achieve their creative ambitions and to make social change. We have committed to transitioning our leadership at least every 5 years so that we can create opportunities for new people to lead. Right now, we're looking for 2 people to co-lead for the next 5 years of Rising. What we do. We support a community of roughly 100 underrepresented young creatives aged 18 to 30 living in and around Bristol, UK. We do this by working with other organisations, who we also call partners, to create paid opportunities for young people we work with to be cultural leaders, producers, artists and activists now. We also support organisations to work better through offering them training, giving advice and doing creative campaigns. How we work. We believe in young people are leaders now, working with care, there's value in failure, co-creation, lifelong learning and reflection, intentional inclusion, transparency and accountability. And our ways of working mean that these values are in every aspect of our work. We were set up so that any profit we make goes back into supporting our community. Our history. Rising was started in 2016 by Kamina Walton alongside young people. In her time as co-director between 2016 and 2021, we became known for 3 major projects. Whose Culture, which was between 2018 and 2021, which explored the data of young people of colour's access to culture in Bristol. Be It, from 2019 to 2025, which was a leadership programme that supported 20 young creatives to reimagine leadership. And Whose Future, 2020 to 2022, which was an annual poster and billboard campaign that filled the city with the art and voices of young people. The current co-directors, Jess and Uella, who were co-directors between 2021 until 2026, have focused less on big projects and more on the deeper work of the agency and its processes. So On Board, from 2018 to present, was co-created with Kamina, and we have continued to evolve that model to support young people onto boards. Power and Partnerships, from 2022 to 2023, this was research with King College London in power dynamics between organisations in the cultural sector. And Caring Work Cultures, which was 2023 to present. We launched our first training programme focused on care in the workplace. Our structure. Leadership. So our 2 co-directors are supported by 4 non-executive directors who oversee the head of the agency. So the finances, legal responsibilities, etc. And then we have 8 advisory board members who hold the heart of our work. In our team, we currently have 1 team member who's a community producer who supports our community, and the co-directors currently lead on the agency side of our work. But in the past, we have had an agency producer, storytellers, development and producer roles in the team too. Community. Our community of young creatives work across all creative practices and a range of lived experiences and feed into the agency at every level. Rising right now. Jess and Uella, the current co-directors, were invited to be Rising's leaders by Kamina, Rising's founder, whilst they were already part of the team. This time, we have worked with a steering group to design an open recruitment process that this opportunity to lead is open to the Rising team, the community, and other people who might not be engaging with our work right now. Who we're looking for? We're looking for 2 people to co-lead the next 5 years of Rising. We're looking for people who have a vision and ability to get stuff done, but aren't afraid to change direction in response to changing needs. This is less about where you come from and more about what you can bring to the table. Responsibilities. Though the co-directors are mostly responsible for everything, there are 3 key strands: vision, people, and business. The vision. So to set and oversee strategy of the agency, including spotting opportunities, responding to needs, and developing new projects. To advocate for young people and represent Rising well. To support with storytelling to get our message across. The people. Supporting the Rising team through check-ins, weekly meetings, and annual reflections. Building relationships with Rising's community of young creatives. Staying connected with Rising's advisory board and non-executive directors. Building relationships with current and future partners. Championing a caring culture where people don't overwork or burn out. And investing in your own training, development, and coaching. The business. Keeping up to date with Rising's finances through our bookkeeper, accountancy software, and filing annual accounts. Keeping official records up to date, such as HMRC, which is His Majesty Revenue and Customs, Companies House, etc. Renewing insurance every year in line with current agency needs. Balancing the need for bringing money in with the mission of the agency. Regularly reviewing policies and procedures, reporting for funders, and supporting the next leadership transition. The role. Currently 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday. A mixture of working from home and together in our studio in central Bristol, in Stokes Croft. Occasional evening and weekend work, but mostly between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Everyone is part-time. You have paid reflection and rest time weekly and for a month off in August. 28 days of paid holiday, plus bank holidays and an additional week between Christmas and New Year, and regular training is provided. A typical week. So day 1, meet with co-director, write funding applications. Day 2, weekly team meeting and other project or partner meetings. Day 3, sector meetings or facilitating a session with a partner. Day 4, focus time on larger tasks, e.g. writing, report reading, development, etc. Currently, we try to keep meetings to day 2 and day 3, with day 1 and 4 more for freer focused work. The value of co-leadership. The role of co-director is shaped by the people doing it, but it's important to understand that co-leadership is different from a job share. We are not looking for people to split the workload or the duties of one role, but instead we're looking for 2 people to share full responsibilities for all aspects of the agency. Here's a recipe for co-leadership from our advisory board. Read by Lindsay Allen.
A recipe for co-leadership. 1 cup of complementary skills. For the pastry, you'll need equal amounts of compromise, respect, communication. Pick out any ego seeds. A heapful of open-mindedness. 1 cup flexible. Half a cup of healthy disagreement. A sprinkle, to taste, of greed. 2 tablespoons of vulnerability, humanity, made in a confidential, safe space. Top with a glaze of celebrating each other.
Potential co-leadership models. So co-leadership comes in many different forms, and we expect the next co-directors to figure out what works for them. But here are examples of 3 different models that you might use. So you have the organizational example, which is Rising Arts Agency, and we use the integrated type of co-leadership. And the characteristics of this style is that a majority of decisions are made collectively, all of the responsibilities are shared, and both of you are called co-director. But for example, in Norwest Media Centre, they have a dual type of co-leadership model where most of the decisions are made collectively, but you have different specialisms or areas of expertise. Most of the responsibilities are shared. The titles related to your specialism, e.g. co-director of development. And then you have organisations like Eventbrite who have complementary co-leadership, where some of the decisions are made collectively. And specialisms mean that decisions are made independently, and only a few or none of the responsibilities are shared. And you have unique titles related to your specialism, like Director of Programming. Who we're looking for? You could be an experienced leader, producer, creative, or be looking for work after a period of focusing on caring responsibilities, or something completely different. What matters is that you are excited by the endless potential for real-world change through mobilizing young creatives, getting them paid, and using creativity to challenge the status quo and start building radical new futures for everyone. What we'll be looking for. We want to encourage those with applicable skills as well as those with direct experience to apply. We've shared a breakdown of what we'll be looking for as part of the recruitment process. But essentially, at this stage, we are looking for applications from individuals. Your application will be assessed on how it meets the criteria before being matched with another applicant later on in the process. And we've also made sure that the application questions that we'll ask you speak directly to the essential criteria. Essential criteria. Motivated by the radical potential, creativity, and young people to drive social justice and wider change, in question 1. In question 2, we'll be looking at valuing of collaboration and showcasing of other qualities and skills for successful co-leadership. In question 3, we'll be looking at drive to get stuff done, see things through, and make things happen. In question 4, we'll be looking at your ability to navigate conflict and failure, learn from it, and move on positively. And finally, an ability to communicate a message and get a range of people excited by it on scale, e.g. Rising's team, board, community, but also the cultural sector and business partners. And that will be in question 5. Nice to have criteria. You can talk about these in any of the application questions, or you may want to answer these specifically as part of question 7. So, experience in the arts as an artist, producer, or similar. Experience working with young people. Experience of activism, organising, or collective action. Lived experience that reflects our community, e.g. BIPOC, so Black, Indigenous, Person of Colour, Disabled, LGBTQIA+, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, and asexual plus. Working class, GRT, Gypsy Roma Traveller, immigrant, refugee, asylum seeker. And finally, an understanding of the wider cultural sector in Bristol and or beyond. The interview questions. 1. Why are you excited about leading Rising at this moment in time? Think about where you're at personally in your career, but also this moment culturally, socially, etc. And what's unique about Rising that fits into that. 2. What do you look for in a collaborator, and what do you offer as a collaborator yourself? You could use examples of previous collaborations or think about what an ideal collaboration might look like for you and your skill set. Question 3. Tell us about a time you had an idea and made it happen. This could be a creative project, an event, a project, or an entire organisation. The scale doesn't matter. Question 4. Tell us about something that didn't work how you expected it to. What did you do about it, and what did you learn from it? What might you do differently next time? Tell us about a time you made a difference. How did you get people involved in something you cared about? This could be turning a row of garages into a public art space or setting up a local WhatsApp group to coordinate care for a neighbour. These questions will not be marked against the criteria and are for our information only. 6. Is there anyone else who is applying for the co-director role who you have worked with before and think would be a good match for you? Ideally, you would have spoken to this person before applying and talked about the potential of being matched. It will not count against you if you do not put anyone. And 7, is there anything else you'd like to tell us? This could be more about you or anything you didn't get to say that would tell us why you're right for the role. How to apply. Option 1, online. Submit your answers in written, audio, or video format via our online type form. Please ensure your audio or video file is no more than 20 minutes long in total and uploaded to a host, e.g. SoundCloud, YouTube, G Drive, etc., that enables you to provide a URL link that will not expire. Option 2, document via email. Download a copy of the application form, type in your answers, and email a PDF copy of your completed form to hello@rising.org.uk with the subject Co-Director Application. Option 3, Other. If there is another way that you'd like to apply, that's fine, but please ensure that you provide the information set out in the application form and answer all the questions. The deadline is 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, the 22nd of February 2026. We will invite between 10 and 15 successful applicants for first stage interviews by Thursday, the 5th of March. First stage interviews will happen between Monday, the 16th of March and Thursday, the 19th of March, and we expect the process to take about 8 to 12 weeks from the date of the application's closing to the final decision, which we'll find out more about in the next slides. The process. We are committed to co-leadership and have worked with a steering group to design a process that is accessible to those who have never led before or who don't have a current collaborator to co-lead with. We know it's a big ask to expect you to enter into an 8 to 12 week process and live with the uncertainty for that long. Therefore, everyone who progresses to stage 1 interviews and beyond will be invited to join a leadership pool with free access to our onboard training and form part of a list that will be shared with other organisations when new opportunities become available. We will also be offering those who make it to the final stage a small £150 stipend to recognise your time in participating in this process. The process. The process consists of 3 phases. Phase 1 is individual profiling, Phase 2 is matchmaking, and Phase 3 is piloting. Phase 1 happening between February and March 2026, Phase 2 happening between March and April 2026, and Phase 3 to happen between April and May 2026. So Phase 1, individual profiling. Step 1 is the application. So we encourage people who have already had collaborators in mind that they'd like to co-lead with to have an honest and open chat about this with each other before putting in an application. Unsuccessful applicants can request feedback, but this may not be provided until the end of the process due to team capacity. But applications will be marked individually against the points listed under who we're looking for and the essential and nice to have criteria. Step 2, interviews. So we will shortlist 10 to 15 applicants to interview either in person or virtually on Zoom sometime the week of the 16th of March 2026. We will send interview questions and a guide to interviewing with Rising in advance and ask for any access requirements. So step 3 is the initial matchmaking and pool creation. From the interviewees, we will match between 3 and 5 pairs of potential co-directors. We will invite the other interviewees who have not been matched if they would like to join a pool, who may be rematched or otherwise form a group that we will commit to supporting post-recruitment for other leadership opportunities. Matches will be limited to 2 per candidate. Step 4, introductions. We will arrange for each pair to meet, and we will do introductions and then leave you as a pair to chat and get to know each other. Step 5, vibe check. We will contact you both after the meeting to confirm if you would like to continue together in the process or be rematched. Step 6, rematches. If either of you decide it's not a good fit, we will revisit the pool to rematch you. If we cannot find an appropriate match, you will no longer be able to continue in the process. Step 7, pairs confirmed. Once all matches have met and confirmed they're happy to proceed, they will continue in the process as a pair and receive a stipend of £150 each. Phase 3, piloting. So step 8 is a planning session. So pairs will be invited to a 2-hour planning session with the current co-directors to start thinking about their shared vision for Rising, space and time. There will be time between the planning session and the interview where you may choose to develop your ideas more independently, but this is not essential. Step 10, second stage interviews. Each pair will be interviewed together either in person or virtually on Zoom or by an interview panel. You will be asked to present your pair's unique vision for Rising over the next 5 years. Step 11, selection. Following the second stage interview, a final selection will be made by the interview panel. Their decision will be final. Feedback may be provided upon request to unsuccessful candidates, and they will be invited to join the leadership pool. Step 12, transition planning. Following the selection of the new co-directors and current co-directors, they will meet to plan the transition together. More information. We are hosting several events and opportunities for you to find out more about Rising, our community, and this role. Online webinars will be on Monday, the 9th of January at 1 p.m. on Zoom, and then Tuesday, the 3rd of February at 5 p.m. on Zoom. Collage and Chill. We'll also have in-person collage and chill events, so come and do some collaging, meet Rising's community and the current co-directors. This will be happening on Wednesday, the 11th of February at 5:30 p.m. at Rising Studio, Studio 1, 9 Bath Buildings, Bristol, BS6 5PT. You can find out how to book onto these sessions via our website or email us with any questions. Thank you and good luck. Remember, the deadline is 11:59 on Sunday, the 22nd of February, 2026.